Public confidence depends upon private conduct. The greatest need in the world today is the development in each individual of a sense of his moral and spiritual responsibility. All of us are engaged in some form of industry, and I want to say to you that religion is the essential industry in the world today. Make no mistake about that. The great Rotary principle is not new. It is, in fact, as old as any living records of the thoughts and sayings of wise men. Its roots are sunk deep in the very nature of mankind. It is the one divine possession common to all men, from the most highly educated to the most ignorant, from the most spiritual to the most brutal. In Christian theology, it is the still, small voice. In modern philosophy, it is the moral sense, otherwise called conscience, or the spirit of truth. Believers and scoffers alike admit its existence in every human breast, and none can deny that it is the most powerful agency in the control and direction of human conduct. This has been taught to us from the time we left our cradles. It has been preached to us from the pulpit ever since our childhood. To do right for the sake of right is the highest phase of this divine spark which animates our being. We would not teach that honesty should be practiced solely or chiefly because it is the best policy. That would be putting a great precept upon a very low plane. But it is the best policy just the same. So, speaking as a businessman to businessmen, I would translate theory into application, even to the point of fetching ideals down to brass tacks, as the current phrase puts it. One man may be peculiarly spiritual and another may be exceptionally practical, but there is no reason why each man should not be both spiritual and practical. As a matter of fact, each must be if he is to attain the full benefits of all his powers. A good name is better than great riches is an old adage, but we, whose business it is to deal with the realities of life, can find an equally strong incentive in the simple axiom that was uttered 1,600 years earlier, that a good reputation is more valuable than money. Personal honor can be cultivated. In fact, it is a trait that can be acquired only through cultivation. My friends, I believe that these 3/4 of the wickedness and the crookedness that we see in the world today is due not to natural viciousness, but to ignorance. But by this I do not mean book ignorance necessarily. I have known educated men, college graduates, men of learning and cultivation, who were, as they say in the roundhouse, or in the short grass country, too crooked to step in the roundhouse. I am not talking about book learning or book ignorance. I am talking of the character which enables a girl or a boy, a woman or a man, to tell the right from the wrong and to choose the right. There is one line in Washington's farewell address that always stirs me. Let us raise a standard to which the wise and good may repair. I believe in Rotary because you have raised a standard to which the wise and good may repair. There is no longer any excuse for a businessman to be ruthless or crooked. You have raised a standard of business ethics which he who runs may read and understand. It is expressed in the motto, integrity and service. I serve. There is no greater motto. All the laws, prophets are in it. The Gospels are in it. All the noblest thoughts of mankind for 2,000 years are in it. I serve. I do not shirk. I serve, I do not juggle. I serve, I do not grab. I serve. I do not push aside my neighbor. I serve. I do not trample my weaker brother. I serve. I do not oppress my workers. I serve. I do not walk alone. I serve. I do not break the law or evade the law or bounce on the edge of the law of God or man. I serve. That is the thought of the true Rotarian. Now, I do not preach that material things are nothing. Material things count much. They may mean all the difference between failure and success, between disaster and achievements, even whether or not you can afford to give your child the right kind of schooling. Material things count enormously. They are the basis of life, but unless you build on that basis a higher life of love and service, your life, in spite of all your accumulations, is a failure. I am convinced that there is no experience in life so satisfactory as the consciousness of giving intelligent and practical service. It is not enough to live and let live. We must live and help live today. We are practical men, and we do not have to say that the fight.
Wow. Yeah.
That was it.
It was a challenge.